Howdy everybody. I'm actually going to do some farmer type stuff today and plant some potatoes. I wanted to bring you along to show you that I actually do farmer stuff here on the farm. Now here's a box with a few potatoes in it that I've saved. As you can see, they have buds, and that means that they're ready to form new plants. So we're going to plant those today. Now you can see the bud on this potato right here. You can see another little one here maybe. And the idea is that you're supposed to be able to cut this where this bud is over here and this one over here and separate them, leave them for a couple days to kind of let the cut heal, and then you can plant both and you'll get 2 plants for 1. Sometimes you can even get 3 plants, or if you have a big potato, maybe even 4 plants. But I just have a few potatoes and I'm just going to plant everything whole. Now, when you plant them, this is not the root. This is the plant that's going to come up. So you want to make sure that this is facing up when you plant them. Okay, now while I'm planting these, I'm going to share with you some common misconceptions that people have about potatoes, and there's a lot of them. And the first misconception is that potatoes are simply empty calories. That is false. Potatoes actually are loaded with nutrients. They have fiber, they have iron, they have potassium, vitamin C, vitamin B6, magnesium, and a lot of antioxidants as well. So they're loaded with nutrients. That's the number one misconception. The second misconception is that all of the nutrients in the potato are located in the skin, in the layer of the skin. That's also not true. It's true that potatoes are mostly water. Turns out that the most prevalent compound in the human body is also water, and I would like to think that we're a little bit more than water too. A third misconception is that potatoes are loaded with carbohydrates and therefore will make you gain weight. Well, I guess if you pair that with eating a 14-ounce steak, I guess potatoes do have a lot of carbohydrates. But actually, an average-sized potato has about 100 calories. And carbohydrates actually are brain food, so you want to make sure that you're getting plenty of brain food. A fourth misconception is that sweet potatoes are better for you than regular white potatoes. Turns out that that's not true either. Sweet potatoes are higher in vitamin A and fiber, whereas white potatoes are higher in iron and magnesium. So they're both good for you. One isn't better than the other. A fifth misconception, and this is a big one, is that hilling potatoes will actually give you more potatoes. Turns out that's not why we hill potatoes in the first place. We hill potatoes because if the potato growing in the ground is exposed to the sun, it turns green and will get kind of dehydrated on that side and tough. So that's the reason that we hill potatoes. The stem of the potato produces some accessory roots that go out. And if you hill around the stem, you might get a couple more potatoes, probably small ones, if you do that. But the reason that we hill potatoes is not because we're going to get more. It's to protect the potatoes that we already have growing in the ground. So another common misconception is that if you give potatoes a lot of nitrogen, you'll get more potatoes. That's not true. What you'll get is more green foliage. So you get more of the plant above the ground that will grow more robustly, but it won't give you any more potatoes. The final misconception is that you can't plant store-bought potatoes. That is half true. If you buy potatoes packaged, so if they're in a bag or some kind of a sack, chances are they've been sprayed with a bud inhibitor that will prevent the buds from coming out. The potatoes will last longer on the shelf. But if you buy just whole potatoes, just that aren't packaged, they're just out there, chances are they got those from a local place and they haven't been sprayed. And as it turns out, that the potatoes that I'm planting today that have abundant buds on them came from a supermarket, but came from a bulk selection of potatoes. So I knew that they would bud, and I wanted to show you that because it's important. It's a big misconception that you can't grow store-bought potatoes. But it's not a good idea if you have potatoes you bought in a bag or some kind of packaged potato to try to grow those. You may be able to, but it's going to be difficult. So that does it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.